during the war.
During the war?
Yeah.
Well, when I was 16, I guess it was, or 17, the World War II started, and then when I was 17, I enlisted and volunteered to go into the service, but they wouldn't take me in until I was 18, and a day or two after I was 18, then I went into the service at Camp Dodge, Iowa, and then they sent us down to Fort Knox, Kentucky for the armored training to learn how to, drive the tanks and operate the guns and that. From there we went to Camp Chaffee, Arkansas, and prepared to ship overseas. At that time they wouldn't send 18-year-olds overseas. You had to be 19 before they would send you overseas, and so just a few days after I was 19, they shipped us out for Europe. We went in a Liberty ship. It was a converted transport ship, and we were down in the what do you call it? Down on the hold of the ship, and the bunks were stacked 5 high, and just real narrow aisles, and it was so close there that when the person here would just about bump the person above, it was so close.
Oh.
And we didn't have tables, and we'd go to mess. They'd had just a long counter and 2 or 3 counters down in rows, and you'd start at one end, you'd get your chow in a mess kit, and then you just eat on the run, and they just keep pushing you on further down. By the time you got to the end of you better be through eating, because they just more.
Right.
And you were standing so close that you were bumping the person behind you, and it took us 2 weeks. It took us 2 weeks to ship overseas, to ship from New York to France, and we zigzagged across the ocean to avoid Nazi submarines.
Oh, the U-boats were on.
That must have been scary.
U-boats.
Was that scary?
And we were in a convoy, and at night they couldn't light a match or anything. Everything was all blacked out on the ships, because at sea a light like that could be seen for a long distance.
Did you hear that?
And so the seas were rough, and that I got my fill of the sea.
So what happened then? You landed in Europe. Where did you land?
We landed in can't think of the town now, but on the coast of France. And then that was during the Battle of the Bulge. It was just started, the Battle of the Bulge, and we went to not a castle. What do you call those? No, chateau. A chateau. It was they had taken over this big chateau, and so that we could get our guns all prepared, because all the guns were packed in Cosmoline, shipping overseas. Because of the salt water, they would rust coming across the ocean 2 weeks in sea. So we had to take time to get everything, all the guns for the tanks.
I've never heard that before.
Pardon me?
I've never heard that story before.
And
Guns of Rust.
and we lived at Forges-les-Eaux, the forge of 2 rivers, and we stayed there until we got our tanks and everything ready, and then we were held in reserve, and then joined Patton's 3rd Army, and went across the Rhine and on down through Cologne and on down to Czechoslovakia, all the way with Patton's army. we liberated the Czechoslovakian people, and they would come out and jump on our tanks and offer us cookies and kolaches and
Good.
Tell about the lady that you met.
there was this was just as we had liberated Pilsen, and they would come and you know, our tanks were all stopped and not parked, but we were in formation. And they would jump up on the tanks and hug you and kiss you and cheer you, you know, and in our tank, a woman and her son jumped up on our tank, crawled up on it really, on the tank, and I couldn't speak but just a few words of Czech, but our tank driver, he was Polish, and the Polish language is very close to the Czech language, so he could understand, so he interpreted for me. And this lady, her brother lived in Ely, Iowa, or Solon, Iowa, I can't remember which one, but it was just about 14, 15 miles from my hometown, Cedar Rapids. And she hadn't heard from him all during the war because the postal service, you know, had broken down. And so she wrote a letter to her brother, and I enclosed in my letter and sent it home to my dad. My dad then took it down to this man, and then he in turn would communicate back. And so I had a special place in her heart. She bring me all kinds of goodies.
And that's where Dad met Mom.
Not over there.
Dancing on the tank, Mom.
She's a secret Czech. She's secretly a Czech.
I couldn't say many words in Czech, but I remembered when I was a boy back home, we lived in a Czech community, and one lady that couldn't speak English, she would teach me some Czech words, and she taught me Hezka slečno, dej mi hubičku. So I exercised my Czech language on this people. There was a pretty girl gave me a kiss.
He got lots of kisses, Michael. He got lots of kisses over there.
Pretty girl, you should learn that one.
Do it.
Since you're a hottie.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Hubba, hubba. So ask, yeah, okay, go over and stand by him. You and David, Michael, go stand by. Good. Tell us the story.
Yeah, where'd you